you right now. I'll keep telling you.
What's up, guys? How we doing? How we doing? Can you hear me, Ben? Let me know if you can hear me. Are we cooking? We are going to start a new style of podcast here. Can you hear me, Ben? All right, we're rocking. So, welcome to Trey's Trades, guys. We are doing a new little style of podcast right now. I'm very excited to get going on this. I've got brought here right now a member of the Discord, Ben Rico, and we're gonna talk about some different stuff here. So, Ben, if you just want to give yourself a little bit of an introduction, I want to have everybody know who you are, a little bit of what you do. Tell them about how you got into investing, and then we're going to get into kind of the meat and potatoes of what we're going to talk about here today. So they can all see you right now. We're cooking.
We got a massive delay?
I think so.
Hey, Trey, I think I'm not hearing you, bud.
All right, so I'll just send you a message here quick.
Hold on one second. We're like on a massive, we're on a Zoom delay versus the other one. So here, hold on one second.
Talk about who you are.
On Zoom. I think that's where I'm supposed to hear it. So
everybody can hear you talking right now, Ben. Just say something quick.
I was listening on my iPad, but that's the stream, and I think me and you are probably like 5 seconds ahead of each other. All right, so hey, all right, guys. So my name's Ben. You guys might be recognizing me on the chats over the Discord as Dr. Magic Fingers, and yeah, man, I'm a new guy to the stock market, just like the rest of you guys. Before COVID, professional musician, touring around, playing around, teaching kids. I love educating and doing that, and just with some free time when I can compete. And the stock market seemed like a pretty fun place to my money and play around a little bit. And what do you know? I think a lot of us heard a lot and get involved. Here we are. It's 2021. What happens? I think that's how we got to this man Trey over here that's been helping us, you know. So that's why I'm here. You know, there's a lot of people out there to listen to and gain info from. And for me as an educator, I tell all my students, hey, when you find people that you resonate with, or you find someone that speaks your way and it makes sense to you, you cling on and take what you can from it and improve and either move on or keep it going.
All right, Ben.
Opening spiel.
Good stuff.
I don't know what kind of delay we're on, but I'll listen for whatever you're going to ask next.
All right, so it says that they're sort of lagging right now. It's choppy feed. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to just shoot you a call and we'll have you up on audio. We're going to have you up on audio and we'll do it that way. All right, so let's just come over to the charts here. We're going to talk about GME and AMC. So what are we expecting, guys? Let us do a little brief rundown on what we're expecting out of GME and AMC. So what we know about AMC right now is we have expected closing on this sometime. The short squeeze should begin on Monday. Now, why do I think this is the case? So what we know, if we just pull this up really quick, let's come over to the AMC short interest. So if we come over here to market beat. So let's just look at this right now. We've got the short interest here on market beat. And what we are seeing is the overall short interest currently is 44.67 million shares. Total outstanding shares is 52.07 million. We can see, and now this was updated on January 29th, which was yesterday. And what we're expecting to see is these are closed. So these shares were filled, and this was asked me by quite a few people. What are we expecting here, right? What are we expecting with the AMC close, and when is the short going to happen? Well, it's going to depend. There's going to be a lag. There's going to be a difference depending on what goes down. And we do know this. These shares have to be covered in the next day. We see 0.6 days to cover, and I know this is confusing. I know that. The date right here says January 15th. This is not the last time that this was updated. The last time that this was updated was January 29th at 12 a.m. Eastern time. And we are expecting these shares that were filled at 863. We did close above that. If we come over here to Webull, we closed. If we change this over to the 5-day chart, we can see, let me change this to extended hours really quick. We will do that right now. So chart settings, put in the extended hours. We can see that we closed the previous day right around, it would have been $12.05. Now, at the very lowest point, we did see that we touched down at $6.82. So there is a chance, right, that some people did fill their overall shares, but it's not entirely guaranteed. So what I want to do right now is bring on Ben to a call, and we're just going to have a bounce back of ideas of what's going on here. So let me just bring him on really quick, and we're going to have it pulled up for you guys to hear and listen to. So just give me 1 second. We'll shoot him a quick call. Okay, so let this ring real quick, and we will get back into this. Just came in from chopping wood, ready to see what Trey has for me so that I can pay off my tuition. Welcome, Michael. All right, Ben. I've got you pulled up on speaker right now, so they're going to be able to hear what you're saying. I've just got you here so that we can have a conversation back and forth about a podcast style, what we're expecting out of AMC. So let's start there. Let's talk about what we think is going down here with AMC. So what I just got done talking about is we're expecting AMC to start the squeeze here on Monday. And if you've got the live stream going right now, do you have that pulled up?
Yeah, I've got it in front of me. I'm looking at your chart.
All right, rock on. So we know that on January 15th, we had this short volume sold, which was at $8.63. They have 0.6 days to cover. And in total, we have 44.67 million shares being shorted with a total outstanding shares of 52 million. So that brings up a pretty high overall short interest. This should cause a pretty huge squeeze. And we do know that there are multiple days in which they have to cover, right? So this squeeze shouldn't last just Monday. This is going to be a process that takes up to 2 weeks, because if you see here on the screen, I mean, some of these dating back January 15th, January 31st of 2020. There's some that date back even a year, and these have multiple days to cover. So this is going to be a pretty gnarly squeeze. What do you think about that?
I saw you doing the video on this yesterday and pointing it out on a couple of other stocks as well. And when this one came up and compared to the GameStop one, you were just kind of like, wow. I almost feel like GameStop was the kickoff. And now I feel like, something's going on. They don't want halftime to get here, because that's what AMC feels like. And I feel like it's going to be a long runner. It feels like this is the marathon, and GameStop might be more of a high point, low point smile, and AMC might be just a longer, bigger, fatter cup. I don't know.
Totally. I'm totally with you. And one of the comments here that I'm reading right now is from Brandon. Brandon says, Trey, how long do you think the short squeeze is going to last on AMC? Or if they keep doubling down, will it just continue? And that's actually a really interesting topic that I wanted to start talking about here, is how long is this short squeeze going to last, right? This is unprecedented times, man. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. This is changing the way that the market is going to operate forever. And what's insane is these guys are honestly like gambling. They're just doubling down over and over and over. It's like if you went to a casino, right? And basically you lose $10 billion. Like you're at high stakes, and you're just putting down a crap ton of money. And you lose your money, and you go to the management at the casino and you say, hey, I know I lost $10 billion, but what are the odds you spot me $50 billion and I can make that back? And they say, you know what? Yeah, we'll spot you that, and we're going to charge you 10% interest or so. And that'd be, do you see what I'm saying? That's nuts.
Yeah. I think, man, all of us have an opinion, and as soon as we're all done saying something, we're all like, but I don't know, because this has never been seen before. No one really knows what to expect. But, doing the math on it, I mean, I was never a big stock guy, but doing the math and listening to what these people are saying about the reverse, about the squeeze and the 140%, and like how to catch up on that. I mean, if the optimistic people who are saying this thing could go forever, if that's true,
right?
Where does it end? And by us talking about it as much as we are, and making it a more known thing, like, what are they going to do to try to stop that? Are they really going to break more laws? Is that what's really happening? There's a lot of stories, and I'm not saying that one or the other is true. We got to be careful there,
right?
While we discuss all this stuff, I mean, you can see it. You got half the people out there that are like, I'm gonna go sell my house. You know, and you got
Oh, I know. Right.
I'm not playing this game. I'm okay. You know, or they just don't want to play the game. Period. It's not their cup of tea. So, you know, hey, we're all a little bit different, but at the end of the day, you know, this thing screams cause for something greater than what it is. And if you believe in that as a person or want to be a part of that, then I mean, man, I think the red carpet's right in front of you. So,
Yeah, man.
I
Totally.
Feel that way. I kind of feel that way. So, you know, I mean, I'm not breaking my bank, but I'm also not ignoring it either. I feel like this is important to a lot of people for a lot of reasons, and I'm going to do what everybody else is doing. I'm going to put out there what I can afford to put out there without hurting my own life, my way of life, my family, my wife, or anything, you know, that will damage our future, you know. And I'm going to hope I can make that future a whole hell of a lot better by being on the right side of this decision with more than half the country. And what the next topic I'd love to talk about is I think this is becoming international. Like I've seen a lot of articles of people that are hearing about what's going on here, and they're like, you know what, I'm in. I want to support that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
Maybe they feel like we do. Just like, yeah, stick it to them.
Totally. Yeah. And it's honestly, it's crazy to think about because this honestly is going to change the way that the market works. Like the first thing that comes to my mind, Ben, is that, what is it, Citadel? They said that they're no longer going to support overall shorting articles. And that's just like one thing off the top of my head. But beyond that, what's really crazy is we have normal plays that are fundamentally and technically set up really well, like a noob, right? So a noob is set up really well. And we look at the charts and we come back a month and we look at this and you say, all right, you know, we were due for a really nice run. We got a bounce off of 50% retracement here at $1.51. And it looks like it's getting ready for a run. Well, then this WSB stuff comes out and it starts bleeding. And it makes no sense because, as we know, news catalyst always trumps overall technical analysis. But now we just never know what's predictable. And that's going to change the way that the market works basically forever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, does that mean new patterns, new algorithms, just new system?
Right. So Dre Bolber here says, don't use MarketWatch for short interest information. The info is from January 15th. It's misinformation saying the info is from January 29th. Only the stock price info is from the 29th. Let me pull this up quick and compare.
Yeah. When I first got going, while you're pulling that up, I remember getting offers from different companies like MarketWatch and stuff. The hungrier they are to get my information, seems like the more they've got crappy articles. Just my opinion.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Tell me something I don't want.
So what I'm going to do now is just read through some of these comments real quick, Ben, and just answer some people's questions. We're going to come back. Sound good, man?
Absolutely.
All right. So let's read through some questions, guys. We're gonna try and answer as many questions as I can. So one thing that I know off the top of my head is that you guys are asking me what's going on with AMC and these shares that were filled, right? So drop some questions about that, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. We've got B sharing over here. Will the hedge fund shorts try to push AMC around down around $8 on Monday before this pops on Monday parabolically? It is possible, right? So what I do know is that we have a combination of institutional and hedge fund buyers that are stepping into these stocks and trying their best to either A, make back their losses, or B, drive the stock price down. And we've seen both of these things happen with AMC, right? We see some extremely volatile movement. We have had news articles come out saying, hey, you know what, AMC, we do know that there are hedge funds and institutional buyers that are trying to long the stock to get back their positions, but we also know that people are trying their best to double down on their short positions and milk the stock back so they can get back to a cover where they're breaking even. It's pretty crazy stuff, and this is unprecedented times. There's no way to know for sure what's going to happen. What I can tell you is I feel very confident in the fact that this is going to squeeze, right? We are expecting a squeeze come Monday. So that's my personal opinion, and that's what I see based on the information available. Millennial Stock Investor, welcome, my friend. I bought 80 shares of AMC. I don't care if I lose money. At this point, it is all for us little guys. I'm with you, my friend. Amen. Andrew says, I love you. I love you guys. That's money. Someone up there said we need a girlfriend reveal. So I'm going to do that for you guys. I don't know if it actually interests you or not, but this is my girlfriend. Her name is Sarah. She doesn't like me talking about her a whole lot on the interwebs, but that's what I'll do. That's me. Back before I packed on some weight, a little bit skinnier there, and maybe it'd be good to cut back on some of the food I've been eating. But what do you do? Coming from Patrick Sullivan says, hey Trey, I'm just wondering, what do you think is a good price to get into BNGO, and what price do you see it going to in the short term? BNGO, I mean, I'm going to try to stick to AMC and some of these other plays that we're talking about, but BNGO is a great play. And I don't want you to be distracted from the fact that right now it's getting beat up, because we can see a very, very recognizable pattern here, right? So we can see that it has a couple-day run-up, followed by a couple-day consolidation or bleed, followed by another run-up, followed by a consolidation or a pullback, and it's just continuing that. And right now what we're seeing, guys, is what looks to be the next start of a run-up. So that looks very, very nice. I'm excited to see how that ends up playing out. We're looking at a resistance level sitting at about $11.77. Looks pretty solid right there. I think BNGO has potential to touch $20 in the next couple months. Am I going to be picking up more AMC? Coming from Jason May. AMC, yes. So I'm going to be transferring over more money into my account and purchasing more. I am transferring my portfolio currently over to Webull. I did have a situation, if you guys have kept up with the channel for a while, I had a situation happen where they closed out of my positions without my consent, and that caused some pretty rough issues. So I lost about $30,000 to be completely transparent. It was pretty brutal, but what do you do? It is what it is, you know? So that's where we're sitting right now. But I will be purchasing more AMC, without a doubt. Bread Zone says, what are we thinking we could squeeze out of AMC? Well, AMC has a very high short interest, guys. So one thing that I want to show you is if we pull up Volkswagen. So I'm going to find Volkswagen here and show you the overall squeeze that we saw back in 2008. So Volkswagen stock. And we can pull it up here, VWAGY. So if we pull up VWAGY and look at their all-time list, right? So we're going to come here at max and change it over to a daily and take a quick peek at what we can see here. So if we zoom out and come way back to when this happened, I'm going to zoom out. We can see when it had a really, really crazy squeeze, right? So 2008, where is this? 2019, well, that's not lining up. Volkswagen. I'm still getting used to these charts on Webull, so you'll have to excuse me here. But Volkswagen had a nasty, nasty squeeze. They went from 110 or $30 up to about 110. So if we pull up the chart here on Yahoo Finance, this will give us a better idea. I know I can read this. So let's take a quick peek. This looks like, I don't know why it's not showing. That's really weird. It's not doing it on Yahoo either. Well, regardless, we know the situation here, right? So we know Volkswagen had a crazy squeeze. Also, Blah51979, thank you so much for the $20 donation. I appreciate that, my friend. That's awesome. But we saw that Volkswagen had a really crazy squeeze, and they had about a 45% short interest. So you can Google that and fact check it if you want. That is what I found on the internet. But based on that, that's what we know. So let's change this back over to the 1 month chart here and look at AMC. So AMC has a higher short interest than that. So GME had up to 250% at one point, and you saw what it did. It went from $20 to $500, and I don't think they've even close to covered everything yet. So the overall short interest being near 100%, I think it's somewhere around 80 to 85 on AMC. That's absolutely absurd. And the squeeze on this could very easily 5 to 6x the company. And because if Volkswagen had a 42 to 45% short interest, right, and they covered, and they went from $39 to about 115, it's very possible you see a double up. And I'm not guaranteeing you that happens, but that's based on the numbers, which we can see for ourselves. Ortex information says AMC is down to 30% short interest. Let's take a quick peek at that. Ortex information. Global Financial Analytics. So I don't currently have a subscription with Ortex, so I'm not going to be able to verify that, but I will take your word for it. And regardless, let's lowball this, right? Let's say that they're down to a 30% short interest. Well, what does that mean? That means when they cover on AMC, right, you can see a squeeze of very easily 100 to 200% regardless, because Volkswagen had a 300% squeeze off of a 42 to 45% short interest. So if this is 30%, let's lowball, very worst case scenario, that's a 200% squeeze. And we know that Monday is just the beginning of the covering, and we could see this run for 1 to 2 weeks. I mean, I truly mean that. It's pretty crazy stuff. Change the interval in Yahoo to refresh chart. Let us do that real quick. That's the wrong tab. All right, so back to Yahoo. We'll pull up VG Volkswagen stock and pull this up on Yahoo. VWAGY. Click on chart. In the meantime, let's read Brandon's comment. So, Trey, if a few brokers are limiting buying shares by slowing down the volume, will that make it easier to identify if and when the major sell-off begins? Tips on how to identify it when it's happening. Thanks. That's a great question, Brandon. So with these limit orders that are happening right now with Robinhood and other brokerage accounts, they're basically saying, hey, you can only purchase so many shares of this given stock, which is it's pretty crazy, honestly. I think that's a little bit of market manipulation. I don't completely agree with that. But even still, what you can do is a couple of things, right? So I have read in a couple different places a way that you can bypass that. So bypassing Robinhood limited buys Reddit. Let's see if we can find a quick article. So Ben, you've seen that, right? You've seen the limited buys?
Yeah.
Do you see that anywhere on the internet? Send me a quick link to anything by chance.
Let me see if I can pull it up in my history, but I think you're talking about the same article I saw.
Right.
Someone posted it in our Discord, and it was it just had to do with the timing.
Totally. So basically what I know about Robinhood is a way that you can bypass this, and I don't use Robinhood, so you have to take what I say with a grain of salt. It is what it is. But you can bypass this by purchasing options instead. And I know that they still limit the amount of options that you can buy, but you can still leverage with options in a way that is going to allow you to buy more overall shares than if you were to just straight out buy options. So that's my personal understanding of that situation. Short cover Monday and Wednesday. Will we see a dip Tuesday? We could sell Monday and reload on Tuesday. Magic Anders, that's a great question. So from my understanding, you could do that, right? I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give you advice. I'm here just to present the information as much as I see it. I am personally going to be holding through Wednesday and Thursday most likely and selling at that point. I think it's really, really possible that we see a GameStop-like movement. And I'm not saying we're going to see this touch, $500, right? That's a little bit out of the question, but I do think it's possible to see $50 to $100. Very, very possible. I mean, GameStop, keep in mind, was a $20 stock, and when it started really pushing, it hit 200, so and all the way up to 500. So I don't think it's out of the question to see AMC do this, and I don't think it's honestly going to be a huge crash, because think about this, right? So when the shorts cover, they're not going to short this stock again. They're going to get out immediately and take their loss and go and make some money back somewhere else. So that's my personal opinion, but there is risk involved, guys. This is an extremely risky play, and the market as a whole right now is genuinely riskier than it's ever been. This is crazy times. It really is. I heard that it is 30% to 50% shorted. Others talking about 50% shorted. Is there a way you can double check using more than one source of this? Definitely. So let me pull up a couple different sources that I have had in the past here for shorting. Let me take a quick peek. So let's pull up. So we've had Market Beat, right? So Market Beat says what it says. So let's pull up AMC short interest, and we'll pull up whatever pops up. So Market Beat says it has about 85% short interest. If we look at the Nasdaq, AMX, oh, that's AMCX, so that's not right. We'll pull up AMC. So AMC short interest on the Nasdaq. What the Nasdaq short interest is not available here. Man, I'm telling you, this is happening all over the place. These companies are trying to get their butts covered in a bunch of different spots. Short interest, so Fintel. Let's pull up Fintel. I know this is a pretty accurate. This was updated on the 29th of January 2021. What we see here is 147 million short volume, which is a current short volume ratio of 24% based on the current market volume. That's not the total outstanding shares. That's how many shares are being traded per day. So the float here is going to affect that overall. If we have a low float, that is going to cause the squeeze to be higher. But based on what we see right now, that is the total short volume is 147 million shares. So let's come back to Market Beat and take a look and compare at what that looks like compared to Market Beat. And this is just straight off the internet. I'm not beating you or BSing you guys. I'm always going to give it to you straight as I see it. So Market Beat short interest. We have, it appears, short interest right here, 44.67 million. So actually, the overall short volume right now is higher on Fintel. And this was updated on January 29th. So that's overall higher. I mean, the short volume ratio, 24%, that's based on the overall market volume, how many shares are being traded per day. But the float affects things here, right? So the overall outstanding shares is 52 million. And if the float is high or low on the day, that's going to impact how much squeeze actually happens. Some faulty stuff going on with AMC shortage. It's really hard, Jay, to get a good number on what actual short volume exists, because let's just be honest with each other, right? Depending on what news source you're looking at, what kind of website you're using, you're going to get a different number. Every single resource out there is telling us different things. So it's really hard to have an exact number. What we do know is, as of January 29th, according to Fintel, we do have a short interest of 147 million shares, which is extremely high. We know another thing. We've seen anywhere between 600 million and 1 billion shares traded on any given day. And I can tell you another thing. This much short volume getting covered, and we're not saying this is all going to cover at the same time, but some of it definitely is. And this getting covered is going to cause a squeeze, inevitably, 100% inevitably. So I hope that answers your question, Jay. That's kind of what I have here for that. Enzo says, why does he keep looking at data from 115? I'm not looking at data from 115. I'm showing you right now. This is from January 29th. Latest market date, January 29th. On Fintel, it says 147 million shares. I was comparing it to a different resource. That's all that I've got for you.
The dates, the actual dates of all those orders down below, over on the left.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right.
Yeah, they're looking at the closing dates, and they're thinking that those are the dates of the report.
Okay, so thanks, Ben. I appreciate that. So what you guys are looking at is the actual date that this was filled. This isn't. These are updates based on Okay, so this was updated on January 15th. This was updated on the 31st of December. This was updated on the 15th. But these days to cover, that's still valid, right? So this squeeze maybe happened, right? It's not. I'm not guaranteeing that happened, right? But what we do know is there's still 147 million shares of short volume as of the 29th of January that needs to get covered. And at the end of the day, that is fact, as it says it right here. There's no trading on January 30th. So this is valid. This is going to have to get filled, guys. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a nasty squeeze. It's going to be really nice. Martiz, thank you for the $1, my friend. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Props to your patience. Some of these comments. No, it's all good, my friend. I'm here to help everybody. It's a good community. I'm trying my best to help everybody out. Naked is an interesting company. I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest with you. Let's look at their financials quick. So their revenue is up, cost of revenue is up, gross profit is up compared to some previous records, but this is from 2018. So 2020, it's red. That doesn't look great. As a company, we don't see great financial situations, and I have done some reading on Naked in the past. And to me, this is a get in and get out kind of play. When the charts are set up well, there's opportunity to make money here, right? So here we've got what looks like could be an overall, bullish flag setup, but it's not very clean, to be honest with you. And to be blunt once again, the overall setup on Naked was a WSB pump. It's because it was talked about on the Reddit threads. And what's crazy about the market right now, guys, and I truly, truly mean this is the most risky and the most volatile the market has probably ever been. There's really no safe plays out there right now. You could get into a play as simple as, Apple. I'm willing to bet you money. People are taking money out of Apple right now to get into some other plays. It's changing. The game's changing right now. And
I think it's happening with every stock.
Oh, 100%, Ben. It is. It totally is. And our normal plays, Inuvo, bleeding so bad right now, getting crushed. MBIS was getting ready to break $10, and all of a sudden now it's trading at $7.10. It's getting crushed. This is how the whole market is right now. So it's absolutely insane. There's no winning, to be honest with you. All right, BB to the effing moon sometime this summer. I actually like BB. I brought this up to the channel way back before all this WSB stuff happened, along with AMC, which is funny. Actually, Ben, who I have on the phone right now, did bring up AMC as an idea. And then I think like 2 days later is when all this crazy WSB stuff happened. And we were like, whoa, what just went on?
Yeah.
It was nuts.
Quick.
So we had that double bottom set up, and we were like, hey, that looks pretty good. I think this is going to be a couple day runner. So we got in, around $4 or so. I think it would have been back here. Oh, this is BlackBerry. What am I looking at? Silly me. So AMC, we got into this back when it was about $4. We said, hey, we think this has some pretty solid potential. We saw some crossovers on the 14 MA over the 200 EMA, which is a typically bullish indicator. We said we think this is going to be a pretty good squeeze. We see the short interest going to be pretty solid, and then maybe solid stuff happened. It was so unpredictable. You never know. You just never know. Laney says, I made more than 2K scalping naked the other day when it ran up, but could have even made more despite it already being plus 200% at that time. Jesus, that's filthy. I love to see that. That's good stuff. Thank you for filling us in on that. Amen, my friend. All I hear is AMC. I'm on my friends. I don't know what that means. I'm going to be honest. All right, guys. Martez Wilkes, thank you for the $2, my friend. AMC equals GMC, but less of $1 for it. Correct. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate that, my friend. It means a lot. AMC is doing the same thing that GME did. It's the same interest, right? So we know that we've got the Melvin Capital, which shorted this company, along with some other big institutional and hedge funds that basically Wall Street Bet said, all right, we're going to smoke you guys, and we're gonna screw you out of your couple $1 billion that you're out right now. And that squeeze is still going to happen with AMC. I am very convinced of that. The numbers are there for people to see. As of January 29th on Fintel, we can see there's a 147 million short volume, which is a lot, and they have to cover eventually. It could be pretty filthy. I am going to put in a quick advertisement. I'm going to get a drink, and I'll be right back, my friends. Oh, dude, it's lagging bad. We gotta figure that out. Right, alright, well. I don't want it to be awkward. Oh, man, I'm so excited. It sucks. I know, right. Great stuff. I know. Right. We can record it and then put it up as like a video for the podcast, but I don't want to leave them hanging too long. Do you think that's good? We can just like screen record and then put it up on the channel, split it up? Yeah, for sure. Alright, rock on. I'm going to get back to it. Sounds good. Alright, we're back. We're cooking. I had to get some water. I've been drinking Monster. I always have that one guy that says, you staying hydrated, my friend? And I try my best, but water's good too. Antonio, thank you for the donation, my friend. I do appreciate that greatly. Antonio says, what are the percentages you think hedge funds have on winning this battle or making some borderline illegal moves again to stop us? So, first off, I want to thank you for the donation. That does mean a lot to me. What are the percentages you think hedge funds have on winning this battle? So it's very, very hard to say an exact percentage, right? We can't guarantee that in any way, shape, or form because the market's unpredictable. That's just how it is. That's 100% it. The market's unpredictable. There is no way that we can guarantee we win this. But I do think that the 99% has an edge over the 1% here. And actually, there is something that I want to show you guys. I have a Dead Inside video pulled up that I want to watch with you guys. And I'll pause and interject as I think there are some interesting points to talk about. Andre says, Trey, what are you cooking, meth? No, man. I'm good. Asmo King, thank you for the donation, my friend. AMC is the next move. In my opinion, it was low like GME, and the shorts will expire Monday through Wednesday, and it's cheaper. The price is more accessible. I'm so with you. Seriously, guys, I don't think people realize that AMC can literally do what GME has done. It can. It's 100% possible what it comes down to. And I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not trying to say, hey, put your whole life savings, sell your mortgage, refinance your house so you can put every dollar you own into AMC. But I am saying people are coming together right now. This is a literal movement. It is insane. This is changing the way the market operates forever. And AMC is very possible of doing this GME squeeze. It is. It is. I really don't think you've seen it yet. I don't think you've seen it. Because I guarantee you what happened. Look at this. Look at this with GME squeezed. I bet you what people were saying when it hit 40 bucks is, well, that's the ceiling. That's as high as it's going to go. And it wasn't. It wasn't even close. It went up to 120. And you know what happened after that? More people doubled down on GME. So let's pull up the GME short interest right now. Let's just type in GME on Fintel. This is going to be as of January 29th if it is the same as AMC. So we can pull up GME Gamestop short interest, right? This is as of January 29th. We have an overall short volume of 8.8 million, total market volume of 50.45 million. And keep in mind that a GameStop share trading at $500, you're going to have an overall decrease in volume. So 8.8 million shares of short volume is still extremely, extremely high. I think that's going to have huge potential for a more squeeze. But the problem here is, right, that GameStop is an expensive stock. You can't buy very many GameStop shares at the moment compared to an AMC share, which is currently trading at, $13.45. So this is going to present more opportunities for people to really hammer this thing down. I think there's a lot of potential here. Ricardo, thank you for the donation, my friend. I do appreciate that very much. That's good stuff. Thank you so much. And Drew, thank you as well for the 2 pounds. I don't know what 2 pounds is in American dollars. I should figure that out, but I do not know currently. Tesla, a good buy. Also, any chance in an Anuv rocket? So Tesla is exactly what Tesla is. Honestly, Tesla makes no sense whatsoever. This is like the anomaly of the stock market. This is a stock that just never goes down. In fact, this is like the biggest pullback we've seen, honestly, in a minute. And you want to know my opinion? I'll tell you right now, Tesla is not immune to what's happening in the market. Right now, Tesla, Anuv, MBIS, all plays that I absolutely love, they are all pulling back. We're seeing people taking profits to get into these AMC, these GME, the Nokia, the BBs, the sundials, all these different plays. They're getting into these plays right now and pulling out of their main stocks. And this is changing. I mean, I'm not kidding you when I say the market is riskier than it has ever been right now. There's honestly almost no stock where you can guarantee that you can predict the movement. Because right now we're seeing bleeds across the board. Tesla is Tesla. If you buy a Tesla right now on this dip, you're never going to be mad at yourself, right? But if you're looking for short-term profits, we can't really predict what's going to happen. So my opinion is if you're going to buy Tesla, this is probably your opportunity, right? We're seeing a pullback. Let me drop a quick Fibonacci retracement, get an idea of where we may see this end. I'm going to exclude that huge candle wick because that's pretty goofy looking. And it doesn't look like we found a bottom yet, but it does look like we may find a bottom at 768. So that's what I would watch for. But Tesla is awesome. As far as Anuv, I don't think Anuv has found its bottom yet. And this is frustrating, right? Because Anuv is actually a good play. I love Anuv. I think Anuv, there's a lot of money in advertisements. There's a lot of opportunity with their AI and their intent key. But currently, they're just getting hammered by this whole thing happening across the market. It's insane. I still have Anuv. I will be reestablishing a position. My brokerage account closed me out of a whole bunch of different positions when this SEC stuff happened or whatever. So I don't have my position in Anuv now, but I'll tell you what, once everything ends here, I will be getting back into our regular plays, and they will be making money. So my recommendation with Anuv, MBIS, Tesla, all these stocks that are pulling back right now is to buy the dips and sell the rips, baby. I mean that. It's huge. So thank you for the donation, my friend. Hope that answers your question. Chris and JJJM, thank you for the $5, my friend. Gen X, watch you every day. Love it. Money, my friend. That's what's up. That's what's up. So you're like 23 years old. How are you younger than me? I think my sister might be Gen X. I think she's 20, but I don't know for sure. Free spin. I know you're over the Discord, my man. I know you're over the Discord. Thanks for the donation. I appreciate you. If we all buy shares of CTRM, they would die. So, guys, this was brought up to me in the last live stream. I'm glad you brought this up because I wanted to talk about this. I made a video on CTRM. And there is so much potential here. Of course, make sure that you do your own risk mitigation because there is still extreme risk involved. But I want to show you guys CTRM's short interest. Now, the one that I pulled up was from MarketBeat. And some people are saying that this is outdated information, so I will show you another source as a backup, just by the off chance that that one is not reliable for you. We have on January 29th, 2021, this was updated, right? We have 66.29 million short shared volume, and we have overall market volume of 293 million. But keep in mind in the back of your head that the overall actual outstanding shares on CTRM is not that high. Right, so if we pull up CTRM on MarketBeat, we can see, we'll come over here to short interest, that the overall, the overall outstanding shares is 2.4 million. So that's not a lot, right? I don't know what the overall float is right now on CTRM, but that is an extremely high short volume, 66 million. I mean, when I showed you guys this, this one has a current short volume of 25.7, which is insanely high. That's 5,000% higher than the previous month. So for it to triple from there is absolutely absurd. I think there's a huge potential for a squeeze on CTRM. That is insane. That is a huge amount of short volume. And get this stock is cheap as it gets. It's trading at, what, 82 cents right now? Not even. It's trading at 60 cents. There's so much potential here with CTRM. That is insane. Are we having issues with the audio? It sounds like people are saying there's issues with the audio. Everybody, people are saying there's something wrong with the audio. Let me check out my OBS really quick. Okay. So, is the audio sounding a little better now, guys? Audio is good? Better now? Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's good. I think I fixed it. I had an issue. My apologies. Antonio, thank you for the donation, my friend. You said, I have a friend who's extremely confident in GOEV Canoe. What do you think about them? So I will pull up GOEV really quick. Not as clear as people are used to. All right. Microphone cable is hissing. It should be. There's nothing different that I've got set up, guys. The audio should be the same. I've got it set on my microphone right here. This is my current microphone setup. It should be good. All right, but I'll check this out. So what I'm seeing here with GOEV, let's just check out what the company does really quick. They're an acquisition corporation, so this is a SPAC company. I don't know what they're going to be, who they're going to be merging with. So let me just take a quick peek at that. So if we pull up, what is the ticker there? GOEV merger. They're going to be merging with Hcmc Capital Acquisition Corp. So its stock will now begin trading under the Nasdaq as GOEV, already up pre-market trading. So let's look at the chart here quick. Well, just based on the charts, they are bleeding a little bit, but there's a big asterisk by everything right now. My mic is not behind my head. I've got it right here, right in front of my mouth, so that you guys should be able to hear me okay. I don't know why everybody says the audio is weird. It should be the same. But GOEV, I would watch for a bottom out. We might have found it, so I'm going to set that right here real quick. Maybe me taking off my headphones will help. That might be the issue. I guess I don't know. All right, but anyways, overall we've got a support level at $14.52. Should be a pretty nice bounce, but if we take this down just a hair, we've got more contact points here at 14.08. but it does appear that we have a bounce here. So watch for another bounce first off of 1457. We do know we have a high here in the past 3 months or so of 2490. Or actually, I suppose this is a longer chart. So we're going to change this over to the 1 month. And just based on the 1 month, that's the same. So we still have that bounce off of 1452, high of 2240. I think if you see a double bounce off of this level, that is going to be a pretty good indicator that you should get in. RSI, we have touched below 30, so pretty good potential, I think. Volume has been down. We do have the 14 MA underneath the 200 EMA right now. So this is typically, or I suppose, technically bearish territory. So just keep that in the back of your mind overall with the stock right now. That was probably a good time to buy if you're willing to set it and forget it. Sad but true. Ooh, I don't know what 100 NOK is, but thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it, my friend. NNDM. So this is Nano Dimensions. They have a low float and high short. So let's check this out really quick. Let's pull up NNDM quick on Fintel. We're going to check out the overall short interest. All right, so this should be better. You guys are saying that there's some issues with the audio. I'm telling you, everything on here is good. I have unplugged my headphones. They're not plugged in. This should be fine. All right, but anywho, let's just check out Nano Dimensions really quick. The overall short interest on Nano Dimensions, if we take a quick peek, is not popping up. So we're going to look over here at Market Beat. I know this is not up to date, but just based on what Market Beat says, we will take a quick peek at the short interest here. My headphones are unplugged, guys. I don't have them plugged in. And the overall short interest on NNDM is currently 16.64 million shares. That's pretty high. Outstanding shares 35 million. Trading volume was 28 million. So that's a pretty high amount, but this is as of... It would be January 15th is the last date that this was updated. The price on record date was 14.35. Days to cover, pretty small. It could be a pretty good squeeze. And NNDM is right now in a pretty good buy zone. So just based on that, if we drop a Fibonacci retracement, man, what's up with this? All right, so I'm just gonna put an ad in here and try to fix my audio. You guys are definitely saying there's something up here, and I want to fix it quick. Excuse me. All right, I think I fixed the audio issues. Just please let me know what you guys think. I don't have headphones in right now. This should be good. What's up, Ben? Okay. All right. Yeah, I will. Thanks. Yep. All right, thanks, man. Peace. Yeah, so I've got my mic should be fine, guys. I'm really trying my best here. I'm gonna turn the sensitivity down and see if that does anything. Let me know if that sounds better. But this is all that I can do right now. So, Martiz, thank you for the donation. I did try to fix the audio. We're going to come back to NNDM. Good entry point is right now, guys. So, 1369 does look like a solid entry point. I do like that quite a bit. And if you could find a better entry point, that's going to be 61.8%. RSI currently trading at 43, so that is pretty solid. I don't mind that whatsoever. We have a triple bottom here, though. Oh, that's a filthy triple bottom. This looks like a good entry. We see the height here of $18, and that could be a good short squeeze. So we've got great short volume overall on NDM. As we see here, this is 16.64 million shares, which is extremely high compared to the total outstanding shares and the total trading volume from that day. So I like the opportunity. All right, so coming back over to the Johnny Smeds. Thank you for the donation, my friend. I do appreciate that so much. From Finland. That's huge. I like that. I like that. Robinhood was a big eye-opener. Super corruption. Thank you for the donation, my friend. Also, I like that picture. I'm a big anime guy. Love anime. That's awesome. Yeah, it's crazy, guys. So the whole Robinhood thing is absolutely absurd. I can't believe that. That should really open your eyes on brokerage accounts that you can trust. I've never been a huge fan of Robinhood, and I'm not going to sway anybody one way or the other if they do choose to use that platform. But I do think there's definitely better opportunities out there than Robinhood, and that's why I transitioned over to Webull, right? So it's totally up to you and what you decide you like and what you don't like, but I actually like Webull quite a bit. And what Robinhood did with their CEO, it's pretty shady. So we do know based on, I'll show you something real quick. I showed this in my last live stream, but it's definitely worth looking into again. So just read this really quick. Check this out. Robinhood insider information. Guess what happened? Guess what we overheard today? Vladimir. Yes, founder Vladimir, which is the CEO of the company, and the C-suite received calls from Sequoia Capital and the White House, that pressured into closing on GME, AMC, etc. I guarantee you the same took place at E-Trade and the others who closed trading. File reports on the SEC page. That's absolutely absurd stuff, guys. So man, I know that Webull closed down their trading for certain stocks for a while, but that was not of their choosing, right? They didn't have a choice. I watched a video about that Webull situation just recently, and it was really, really interesting stuff. They didn't have a choice. So let's say hypothetically that they allowed trading, and you decided that you sold a share of GME. Well, if they allowed you guys to buy and sell freely based on the information that was given to them, they could not have paid you on your stock, which is absurd. So it's crazy times. It really is. It's really nuts. Laney, thank you for the donation. Oh man, $20. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that a lot. Just a little thank you for my filthy profits next week for AMC. Man, I tell you what, you're gonna have some filthy profits. I 100% agree with you. And I appreciate you being over the Discord as well. Jay, thank you for the $4. If I had some coffee, I'd chink some glasses with you. It's good stuff. Let's read some of these comments over here. GME and AMC stock twits. My mic is it's totally fine. I can unplug it and plug it back in, but there shouldn't be any issues right now with my mic. Let me know if that's any better for you guys, but it should be the same. So we're gonna come over to stock twits for AMC. And just read some of the information here. So for a while, I know that they actually locked down some information here. So, this is BMIX. Read below. I just sent out our strategy next week, AMC and other opportunities for next week. I created a very small 200 active member channel. Yeah, I'm not interested in this. Trying to walk it back now. So there's a lot of misinformation out there in particular. There's people saying that we were forced to do this by the market. So check this out. Robinhood didn't change the rules on users amid market mayhem. Former SEC economist explains. And one thing that I saw that's actually kind of stupid, I don't know if I completely agree with this, is that Robinhood had limited buy orders that are available for some of their people out there. So like right now, if I just pull up the latest Robinhood news, we can see that does Robinhood owe too much of its rich backers? Robinhood says restrictions on GameStop due to tenfold increase in deposit requirements. That's some crap. But what we do know is they are allowing you to trade certain stocks right now, such as CTRM, GameStop, AMC. Okay, thanks for that. My headset mic is not on. I'm telling you guys right now. All right, let me know if that's better. Is this better? I'll stop the stream until I know for a fact that this is working for you guys. Let me know if that's better. I can see all this stuff. I can see that you guys don't enjoy this mic right now. I turned off some setting in here. This should be better. I'll stop until you guys say that we're good. Crap accent. Thank you. I appreciate that. I only have one mic on. I don't know what's... Okay, that's good. We're rocking. Thank God. I can't keep up with all these comments. That's insane. All right, so let's come back to the charts here, and we'll just get back to any sort of questions that you guys have. Man, you guys are really going nuts right now. I can't read any of that. It's like reading the credits 3,000 miles an hour. Oh, Jesus. Have you ever covered Sens? They have a great product with FDA approval, yet they have been shorted lately like crazy. I actually like Sens a lot. I love Sens. I think it's a really good company. I presented this as an opportunity for a quick swing play, and honestly, I think this could graduate out of the penny stock realm in the near future. I think it's got a lot of potential. It's actually a very solid play. Right now, it's in a pretty decent buy zone. Andrew says, Trey, check Ligma short interest and its chart. You're a funny guy, my friend. I know you're over the Discord, but anyways, it's holding up pretty well on the charts. So if we look right now, we can see that it's been hovering right around this level of support at $2.38. But we're looking for a really hard push. We need a wide range candle bar that's going to say, hey, we're going to get off of this, because if we hang around at that level too long, you might see a little bit of a bleed. So it's holding well right now, but we have to wait and see. But I like Sens. I mean, if we look at their profile really quick, they are a medical technology company. They focus on the design, development, and commercialization of glucose monitoring systems. The company operates through Glucose Monitoring Systems segment. It offers a continuous glucose monitoring system, Eversense, which is designed an implantable CGM system designed to continually measure glucose levels in people with diabetes. So that's a pretty niche market. There's a lot of opportunities there. You're not going to be able to see, I just don't see there's a lot of competition. There's always going to be a need for people with diabetes to monitor their glucose. So if you can make that process easier, they can make a patent on that system. This could be a huge growth stock. And I think right now is a good time to buy. They've been really getting hammered down with everything going on with AMC. GME is how you beat the hedge funds. Nothing else matters. Don't be fooled about other stocks. Wall Street Bets warned about dividing. Everything else is only a sympathy reaction play. Dude, I want to double down on that, Jor-El. That's actually pretty interesting stuff. So what's happening now with all these different stocks is we're seeing the media all of a sudden start talking about other high short interest stocks, which is absolutely crazy, right? So the reason I think they're doing that is exactly what you said. They're trying to divide because... So let's say that every single person out there who's looking to be a part of this cause is trying to double down on just GameStop. Well, we know what's going to happen then. If you've got all the 99% buying into GameStop, it's going to squeeze. You're going to crush shorts. But if all of a sudden you take, let's say, 100 people, and instead of having 100 people buy GameStop, you have 10 buy GameStop, 10 buy AMC, 10 buy Noke, 10 buy BB, 10 buy Naked, 10 buy CTRM. Well, all of a sudden, the effect is gone, right? Because you're dividing people into different stocks. So the media actually has been pushing people into these different companies, trying to say, hey, this is a stock that has a lot of short interest. You should check this out. So they can get people's interest away from what's happening. And I 100% agree. If you're going to get into any two stocks for this cause, of course, I'm not a financial advisor. All I'm saying is for entertainment purposes only, as every other YouTuber out there says, but it is very true. Get into AMC or GME. I think those are the two that are going to be really hammering down. Let's try and keep these questions as much to the AMC GME squeeze as we can. I know that there are people out there wondering about some of the shares that were closed to cover their $600 million debt. So if anybody has any questions about that, drop it down in the comments here so that I can answer as best as I can. Obviously, I don't know all the answers to everything, but I will try my best to get you that as I can. I'm glad to hear the echo is gone. That's good. That's good. Apparently, I did have two microphones on, so you guys are right. You guys are right. I'm just some rookie. I don't know what I'm doing. I apologize. Any thoughts on Check? Their short interest has increased over 300% since last week. Man, I don't know why. If you are any sort of institutional company right now, why would you short any stock? That is so scary. I don't like the idea of infinite losses. I don't. That scares the living crap out of me. So Check has had a pretty solid run-up. So if we look at the retracement here, and we draw a retracement from the peak of this run-up to here, you can see that it hasn't quite found a bottom yet. So if we zoom in, we can see that we might have found a bottom, but this isn't a very strong bottom, right? We only have 2 touch points. I'd feel more convinced if we saw 3 touch points, so I guess maybe we did, but it does look like it's still on a downward trend. So if we draw up a trend line right now, you can see that it has been in a downward moving trend line for quite some time. And although it has slightly broken that, it's still moving slightly down. So if we draw up another trend line really quick, you can see, all right, this is a lower low, and all of a sudden, all we're doing is slowing down the overall rate of decline. So you're going to be looking at two things. Either we continue down this downward moving trend line, or B, we see a bounce, and that's what you're going to be looking for. If you see a continuation of this downward trend line, it'll keep leading. But if you see a bounce off of this support, it'll bounce up. I think Czech has a lot of opportunity as a swing trade. I don't know a whole lot about the company in general. I know it's a Israel-based clinical stage medical diagnostics company. I don't think they've had any recent news that I know of. As of 3 days ago, Czech Cap Ltd were notified by Nasdaq that they regained compliance. So that was good. But as far as I know, watch for that bounce. That's what I would say. Pretty oversold right now. Charts set up for a pretty good run. If we look at the 14-day MA, 200 EMA, it's down there a little bit. So you're looking for a reversal. So watch here in the next couple of days for some price action where you see that 14 MA come back up over the 200 EMA. All right. Good point. Thank you. All right. Alrighty. So, bro, you have to change this profile picture for the video. What's wrong with the profile picture of the video? I think it's a pretty good one. I mean, I'll come back here and check it out. Emmanuel, thank you for the donation, my friend. I really do appreciate that. Hey, just hopped in. Was wondering for those who are later to the GME or AMC party if it's worth to buy in Monday. Well, let us take a quick peek at the overall price action here. I'll give you an idea. But I do think that there's more risk involved if you're looking to get in now. So just keep that in the back of your mind. But I do think there is some pretty solid potential for this to do some pretty solid running up. If we look at the overall chart here, it has consolidated very well. We have started to form a pennant formation, which is a funneling down and squeezing of price action. Now, keep this in mind that there is an overall, the charts are going to be trumped overall by different analysts and news release and catalyst from both the Reddit threads and the news, the media, right? So risk is high here. This was previously a $2.90 stock. So just keep that in the back of your mind. If you do want to get in, we do see that this is an upward moving trend line, and this should act as a level of support. This has been verified and I should say, respected by the charts up until this point. And we've also seen this being respected. So you're either going to see a continuation up or a continuation down. And if you see a continuation up, getting in tomorrow at $14.22, it'd probably do pretty well. But we are also expecting a squeeze. So I think if you do want to get into this, risk mitigation is important. If you want to set a trailing stop loss, you're not going to go wrong there. I will be riding along. I think my dollar cost average in Webull is like $8 and some change. I will pull up my overall positions quick. So I'm in AMC for a dollar cost average, 142 shares at 874. And my Fidelity account is in the process of being transferred over to Webull at the moment. So we'll just have to wait until that happens. But I think there's a little less risk involved with AMC, a little more with GME. GME has already run up a lot, so there's a lot of risk here. I'd be more careful. Hope that answers your question, my friend. All right. So, holding 100 shares until $200 just for poops and gigs. I'm with you, my friend. That'd be pretty funny. I hope it works out. If it hits $200, man, you'd be sitting pretty humble, pretty decent. I said pretty humble because I read The Humble Accountant right as I was about to say that. As long as people don't sell and we continue buying the dips, AMC will have to go up. There's a lot of short squeeze on AMC as well, and I'm going to be buying dips on Monday as much as possible. Me too, man. I tell you what, I got paid by the Army just recently, and I'm planning on putting most of that check into my account so that I can purchase more AMC. I feel pretty good about it. Do I believe that AMC is going to reach GME numbers, even if it's anywhere near? I think it has potential to test anywhere between $50 to $100. It's just going to depend on how high the overall squeeze is on AMC. So based on Fintel, we see the most recent numbers being, if we come back here, we'll just type in AMC, short interest, and this is available for anybody to see. We click on, that's not right, not ACLF, right here, short interest. So if we click on AMC Entertainment Holdings, the most recent short interest is 147 million, which is pretty high. That was as of January 29th. So there's a lot of potential here for a pretty solid squeeze. That's just based on the numbers. That's just exactly how it says based on January 29th. That is the short interest, which is very, very high. I could see this doing a 2 to 3x squeeze at the very least in one day. But we are expecting this to squeeze over a multiple day period because not all the shorts are going to cover on Monday, right? You can't close all of your positions on the same day. I read this news article, and I'll try my best to reiterate it, but basically they have to cover this over the period of 3 to 5 to 7 days. So GME, for instance, they have to cover over a couple day period. AMC has to cover over a couple day period. The squeeze is going to be a multi-day runner. It 100% is. It's going to be insane. Pop squash. That's funny. You take it easy, man. Enjoy your trip over to the promised land. Apparently, the shorts don't have to cover on the days that are mentioned and can be delayed for a while. Is that true? From my understanding, Anis, I don't think that is the case. Even the big institutional buyers and hedge funds have to respect the rules of option expiration. And if they have to cover by X date, they have to cover by X date. I don't think there's any other way around it. Andre, I love you too, my man. I appreciate that. No sell, more buy and hold. 33K more in AMC this Monday. I'm with you, my friend. I'm not selling. Everybody knows my stance. I'm very public about that. I'll always be transparent about what I think about things. I try to stay apolitical and unopinionated in the market, right? I give you guys the best possible plays that I can. And I actually want to talk about something really quick, okay? So I've had a couple people message me and say, Trey, I feel like all of a sudden you're investing with emotion and not with intelligence and technical analysis. Like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Like, I feel like you're losing people money. And this is my response to that. Any play that you get into in the market right now, guys, is not predictable. That's just the truth. It's not predictable. We can't use technical analysis because news catalysts, Reddit threads, the media, all this stuff is altering the way that the market works basically forever. We're going to have to learn a new style of investing, and that's just crazy. That blows my mind. This Reddit stuff that's happening is going to change the market forever. And at this time being, all the plays that we know to be good based on the chart setups, based on news catalysts, based on fundamentals, we're not investing based on that right now. I mean, think about it. AMC, a company that was about to go bankrupt, is now growing exponentially every single day. While in the meantime, a company like, I don't know, let's say Fuel Cell has been stagnating. At the very best, they've been stagnating, but they have been, up and down. People taking profits. Another example, Inu, another play that we absolutely love, bleeding. MVIS, a stock that was getting ready to tear through $10. This WSB stuff happens, bleeding. Insane. So everything that we know to be true about the market right now, guys, is changing. This situation's crazy. And I don't know if there's people out there that are frustrated with what I've been putting out on the channel, but let me tell you this right now. What I've been putting out on the channel, guys, is exactly my thoughts and what I see as the best possible opportunity. I'll always be transparent. And I say in every single video, if you decide to invest in these companies, you need to be careful because there's extreme risk involved. I'm not guaranteeing anybody that this is going to end up the way that we hope it does, right? I can show you the numbers, and I can say this based on the numbers. This is what's possible, right? But that's what we're doing in the market is making educated decisions, right? We're making educated guesses, and that's the most that I can offer you guys. The market right now is risky. That's what it comes down to. I know that was long-winded, but I want to double down on that thought. So coming over to Phil Tomlinson, thank you so much for the donation of £2. Loads of us here in the UK involved in AMC too. Appreciate the donation, my friend. You really don't have to do that, but it is much appreciated. And welcome to the movement. I'm glad to have you in. That's quite some reach from the UK. Glad to have you here. Stock Daddy says, hey, Noke has earnings. Can you look into Noke more? 100%, my friend. Thank you for the donation of $5. It is much appreciated. So let's look at financials quarterly. And we are expecting, let's see here. Well, let's just Google the Noke earnings, right? So I'll come over here to Noke earnings. I'm guessing it's going to be Q4. So this is coming out on the 4th of February. And let's take a quick peek at what we can expect here. I haven't actually looked into this that much, but we can take some educated guesses. So earnings, we see Q4 is not quite up here yet. But this is something that I'll cover more in the future. It does say, well, let's just read this quick. Nokia last announced its earnings results on October 29th, 2020. Technology company reported 0.06 EPS for the quarter, meeting the consensus estimate of 0.06 cents. The company earned $6.19 billion during the quarter compared to the consensus estimate of $6.41. Nokia has generated 25 cents of earnings per share over the last year and currently has a price to earnings ratio of 30.4. Nokia has not formally confirmed its next earnings publication date, but the company's estimated earnings date is Thursday, February 4th, 2021, based on prior year's report dates. And we don't have an estimate available here on MarketBeat, but I would anticipate that it should be pretty solid. Estimated, this is on the 29th of October, 6 cents is the consensus estimate. So it'd be an improvement nonetheless. All right, so Trey, sorry not AMC or GME, but ADMS has possible FDA decision on Monday. It has already run 30%. What do you think? Spike or drop on news? First off, thank you for the donation, Brandon. I really do appreciate that. My best friend's name is Brandon. I don't know if that interests you. He's from North Dakota. North Dakota. Everybody says I've got an accent, but I'm from Minnesota. Currently living in Oklahoma for training, but let me check this out. ADMS. Ooh, jeez. That's dirty. That's pretty filthy, man. So based on what you're saying, these FDA approval drugs, and you're saying it's expected on Monday. Typically, this is a buy the hype, sell the news kind of play. This kind of stuff, typically, it's a not. I don't want to say a pump and dump, but my perfect example of this is OCGN. So if we pull up OCGN really quick, and we look at this on a 3-month chart, you can see exactly when news came out, right? So we had news come out about the COVID vaccine over in India, second most populous country in the world. Huge pump, slow bleed, right? Has happened a second time. They're in the news again about their Indian-based COVID vaccine relief. Huge pump, slow bleed, right? So these companies and those FDA approvals, typically you're going to see a pretty huge pump and then people taking profits. So if you didn't get in, maybe you can squeeze out a little bit of profit before the news is announced, but just tread cautiously. That's my personal opinion. Free my grandma. I love that name. That's funny. That's good stuff. Thank you for the $5. free my grandma. I like that. I like that. AMC, man. Yes, sir. I'm also an AMC, as I said. Thank you so much for the donation. I much appreciate it. I really, really do. Yorkshire Stocks UK gang, £2. Is that the currency over in the UK? That's pretty cool. I don't know what that comes out to, but I really do appreciate your support, my friend. Thank you so much. Brett Hayes, I hope your wife is doing well. Thank you for the $5. Jesus. Poulet's answer, Jigesh Patadia, so he will quit spamming. Tell him that if he comes up $5, you might answer quicker. I do apologize that I haven't been able to get to everybody here, but there's just a lot of people here, you know, so it's tough to answer everybody's question. Ryan Zink, I am at Sill. Where is Jigesh Patadia? Let's see if I can find his name quick. Is there a chance for Fubo short squeeze? It is possible. I know the Fubo is a shorted stock. Let's pull it up on Fintel and see what kind of numbers we get. So that's MSN. Fintel, we'll look at Fubo short interest. So Fubo, what do we have? Current Fubo short interest as of the 29th of January is 5.33 million, which is a short volume ratio of 18%. Pretty decently high. If we come over to MarketBeat, we can check out Fubo. I know some people don't like that I use this as a resource, but it doesn't show me on Fintel when they have to cover by. This is just showing me the overall volume, right? So we can see short volume 5 million, total volume 30 million. Short volume ratio 17.75. That's extremely high. That's pretty high. Overall chart, it does look like you're seeing a little bit of a bounce. I don't know that I would be shorting anything right now, but to each their own. The overall Fubo chart does look like a pretty solid reversal is on its way. I don't mind that at all. So let's look at a retracement from the previous run-up. Level of resistance lines up extremely well. So we're looking to break here above 54.98, currently trading at 42.50, and it's respecting very well that retracement line. If we look at some trends, we do see an upward moving channel. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different touch points here. So if you want to see a continuation here, you're looking for us to follow that overall trend line. That would be a good sign that we're heading towards a retest of some of these previous highs at $55 as well as $63.33. And if it does continue to run up, they're going to have to cover. Let's look at Fubo's overall covers that we're looking at here, what their price is filled at. So let's just check out Fubo and look at their short interest. No thanks. And as of January 15th, it was $39.85 was the price on record date. And right now we are trading at $42.50. So right now they're looking rough. They're going to have to cover high. So that should cause a squeeze. I can see it, my friend, 100%. I hope that answered your question, Jagesh, and I hope that answered your question, Brett Hayes. Also, I hope your wife's doing well. Zinix, thank you for the £2, bro. I appreciate that. You're a legend. Planning to buy AMC in the pre-market. 100%. My game plan as of right now is to get into AMC and CTRM straight away at 4 a.m. I think there's a huge amount of potential for both of these plays for a squeeze, and let me show you a little bit of why. So I did put out a video on CTRM, but in case you weren't able to catch it, I'm going to show you the overall short interest right now on CTRM. It is extremely high. It is extremely, extremely high. Pretty insane. So let's just check this out really quick. I got to close out of some of these tabs. Overall short volume right now on CTRM is 66 million. Very, very, very high. I can see this having a pretty filthy squeeze, guys. I'm excited. I feel really, really good about CTRM. So CTRM and AMC, if I pull up the charts really quick, I'll give you an idea of what a good entry would be into CTRM. So getting into CTRM, you can see I was kind of doodling here, but this is what I'm anticipating happening. So right now we are on an upward moving channel. And what can I see this possibly doing? Well, we're looking for a comeback. So we've got kind of a conflict of interest here on trend lines. So we can see right now that we're in a little bit of a downward moving channel. So in order for us to continue on this upward moving channel, right now, this is acting as a level of support in the past, and I anticipate this is going to be an acting level of resistance now. So we need to break out of this downward channel and see more of a funneling of price action from here to a retest of this previous level of support. So what does that mean? Well, if you change these trend lines, I'm just going to draw a new one. This is being goofy. Delete that, drop a new trend line. You're looking for something like this, where we squeeze very slowly up to that previous level of support, which should be an acting level of resistance, that overall upward moving trend line. That should form a pretty mean ascending wedge formation, and if you push above that, it should squeeze hard, just based on what I'm seeing. So all I'm doing right now is I'm drawing up a trend line, respecting the overall candle wicks that are touching here, and now that it is trading below that, if we follow that trend line, it should be an acting level of resistance, and this bounce down, bounce up, that is just a prediction of what I think is very possible. So that's what that means. Also, Zinix, I checked out your YouTube channel. I didn't realize you were so big, dude. That's sick. I love watching all your Red Dead stuff. That's cool. Emmanuel, thank you for the $5, my friend. What do you think about IPOE based off of the recent happenings? I'm not sure if I should hold or sell. I'll check out IPOE right now. So IPOE is pretty overbought right now, and we haven't seen much of a pullback. Let me look at some retracements. Broke through right here pretty easily. This was a previous level of resistance at 24.65, holding up pretty well. I'm going to adjust this to the base here and the run up here. So if we adjust it accordingly, we're looking at a possible retracement if this doesn't continue a bullish run, just based on previous trends of somewhere around. I mean, that was a pretty harsh retracement. It gave back everything. So that's kind of hard to guess, to be honest with you. What I would do is just watch for a trend reversal. If we don't get a trend reversal and it continues to go, and what you're going to know if you have a trend reversal, right? So the volume here is very high. We don't have a lot of red bars. That's pretty consistent green volume. If you see more of these wide range candle bars, it should continue to run. But if you see a start of slow bleed, like you get 2 hours worth of a pretty brutal red candles, I'd take your profits and you can keep swinging. Hope that answers your question, my friend. The RSI currently is overbought, as I had mentioned, so just keep that in the back of your mind. You typically want to buy the dips, sell the rips, and this is a rip, man. That's the definition of a rip. And if you can get back in and rinse and repeat, let's look at the 3-month chart and see how this typically plays out. Oh yeah, man. This is a perfect example of buy the dip, sell the rip. Has a lot of potential, but I guess we'll see. I don't want to screw you out of any profits. I don't know anything about the company in general, but what the charts are saying right now, volume is high. This could be the beginning of a run-up. It could. We've got a nice gap between the 14 MA and the 200 EMA. Good sign. It looks good right now. I think if it looks like a lemon, it smells like a lemon, tastes like a lemon, it's probably a lemon. All right, Brandon Chambers, thank you for the $5 from MN2. Question for Ben. If he knew GME would tank to $6 tomorrow, would he short, or does it matter of principle? Thanks for everything. So Ben did end up logging out for the day. We were having the technical issues. That's something that I'm going to have to work out here in the future. But I do know Ben's position on that, so I will answer for him. And feel free to correct me in the comments, man, if you feel any different. But What I think is he would not short. I think he's with us. He's with the institutions screwing people for so long. He's not with that, right? So for me, I'll speak for both of us because I know Ben feels the same as I do. And I'm not asking you guys to follow and do as I do. This isn't a monkey see, monkey do kind of thing. I'm just always transparent with everybody. For me, I do like making money. I always try to make money. I try to make everybody hear money. But GME and AMC, those two plays specifically, are about giving it back to the hedge funds that have stolen from the 99%, the retail investors, you and me, right? That's what it's all about right now. And I got into this originally, like I was saying with AMC. I got into AMC back before all this stuff happened, before I knew any of this going on, right? And watching the last week unfold has been really eye-opening. That's all that I can say. It's been really eye-opening. And my opinion and Ben's is the same. I think we're here to hold, and we're here to watch them cover 100%. Hope that answers your question, Brandon. Thank you for the donation, my friend. J. Tom, thank you as well. What do you think AMC will open at? It is hard to predict what we can see for an open, but we do know that the stock is very volatile and does have a lot of movement in the pre-market. So I think we're going to see an extreme amount of volume. I think that you're likely to see AMC follow at least up this trend line. So worst case scenario, I think somewhere between $15 and $16, but it very well could go higher than that. I would not be surprised. I think you're going to see a retest of 25.80 on Monday at the very least. Probably higher than that, to be honest with you. Thank you for the $10, J. Tom. I do appreciate that. God dang, you guys are so cool. Thank you so much. What do you predict AMC will open at? Not asking for precision, but a hopeful guess. As I did just state, I do think somewhere between, if we just look at the charts, right? This is solely based off of the charts and not the squeeze, because they have to cover during the regular market hours, right? So I think it's very likely to see it open at least between $15 and $17. But of course, look at this, right? So we have a day of consolidation, which looks a lot like this day right here, day of consolidation. And we went from $5 all the way up to $25.80. And that's not a squeeze. That is not a squeeze, because shorts can't cover options in the after hours or the pre-market. They have to exercise during the regular market hours. So a lot of potential to do the same thing. I would not be surprised whatsoever. Just based on the charts alone, it looks like somewhere around 15 to 16 bucks. But with hype, with volume, with anticipation, with what we know the political climate is right now, I would not be surprised to see us near that $20 to $25 line. Jaron Swar asks, thank you for the donation, by the way, my friend. If it reaches $100, are you going to sell? That has been my game plan. If it reaches $100, I feel completely content selling. And unless for some reason I feel like there's more squeeze that's going to happen, but at the end of the day, profit is profit. And honestly, what I would probably do is maybe sell half of it and let the other half ride, or maybe sell 75% and let 25% ride. But the end game for me is seeing how far this will go, right? I'm part of the movement. I'm in it for the movement. I am holding. I'm holding, guys, 100%. Ape Together, strong. Have you ever seen Planet of the Apes? It's one of my favorite movies. Thoughts about WSB growing 5+ mil in a few days. All these new people buying AMC because they missed the GME wave. I don't even think that people quite miss the GME wave, honestly. It's just expensive. Some people can't afford to buy a lot of GME because it's $312. That's the difference, right? So you can buy, 10 shares honestly, 30 shares of AMC for the same price of one share of GME. And I think that's why people are getting into AMC, because they think there's more upside. And I do see it possible for GME to potentially touch $1,000+. I'm not kidding you. People think it's a meme, but it's definitely possible. I wouldn't be surprised. BB is but what do I think of that? I think it's a double-edged sword, right? So with more people comes a little less organization. It's hard to manage 5+ million people. But I do see it being good in the sense where we have more people that are getting into these stocks. What we need is just more direction. So we need people to buckle down and say, hey, like maybe we delete these threads where people are talking about Sundial or XYZ. But for the squeeze to really happen on AMC and GME, that's what we need to happen. Keep shares forever, even if it's just one. I'll keep one share for you, my friend. That's what's up. J. Tom, thank you again, my friend. I seen a quote. It's like a bunch of couch potatoes ran onto the court and dunked on LeBron. That's exactly it. That's a good way of putting it. I like that. That's gold, 100%. Why isn't it possible for AMC to hit 1K? I honestly don't think it's impossible. And I know that sounds crazy, but I don't think it's impossible, honestly. It's just going to depend on how many times the shorts end up doubling down on their positions. That's it at the end of the day. Also, if you guys would not mind dropping a like on the video, it really does help support the channel, get the video into the eyes of the right people. I can tell that you guys really like this. Mind-blowing, guys. I want to show you something that absolutely blew my mind. I've done these live streams in the past, and I've never had one do as well as this previous one. So I want to show you something really quick. I'm going to show you my previous live stream that I did with you guys, and it is insane. I'm so grateful for everybody here. The last live stream that I did talking about AMC, it hit 26,000 views. That is the most viewed video I've ever put on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for that. That means a lot to me. That's absolutely insane. Thank you so much. I know I really, really mean that. It blows my mind. Trey, I was late. Could you just give a quick overview on GME? Sure can. So GME, guys, if we just look at what's happening here. So GME is going to squeeze. Oh, that's not even GME. GME is going to squeeze. And let me just pull up some information for you. So if we look at GME on Fintel and look at the overall short interest that is still in the stock right now. This was updated on January 29th. We see a short volume of 8.8 million. So that is extremely, extremely high. Now if we pull up GME over here on Market Beat, and keep in mind, this may not be as up to date, but it does show that it is right here. It says as of 1/29/2021. Some people think this is just the price. You know, take it for what it is. This is what is available to me on the internet. But we have an overall outstanding shares of 102 million shares. Now, if we have overall 8.8 million right here, that means that there's a 10% short volume. But at one point, I know that I read that there was a 250% overall short interest on the stock, meaning that out of all of the available shares floating in the market, that 250% of them were short interest, which means this is insane. It means more short interest shares were floating than actually exist, which is absolutely insane. That's I don't feel like that's legal. First off, I don't know how you can create shares that don't exist. Can you imagine being GameStop right now? First off, anyways, there's still squeeze potential with GME, but what it's going to come down to is how many actual short shares are floating at the moment, because we see different numbers everywhere that we go, right? So like if we look here on Market Beat, let me just hit no thanks on this. It says that as of January 15th, there's 61 million shares that were sold short at $193, meaning that these institutional buyers are doubling down on their positions at $11.96 billion that they're doubling down on. So that's basically like them going to the casino and saying, yeah, I didn't know what, screw it. I already lost $10 billion. What's a way to make it worse, you know? And that's what they're doing. It's insane. And out of the total of 61 million sold short shares, there's 102 outstanding shares. The overall float on the stock, I'm not seeing here right now, not showing the overall short percent of float. But if we look at the overall current short volume, 61 million, previous short volume, it's down a little bit, right? Change from the previous month is a little more green. So we know some of them are covered. And that's obvious, right? We went from $37 up to $514, but they are doubling down. The overall remaining float on GME, according to Fintel, is 8.8 million. So it's down quite a bit. I think more people have covered here, but that's still a 17% short volume ratio. There are still people that have to cover on GME, and I hope that answers your question, my friend. Steve Ketchy says, thanks for all your advice. Much appreciated. I appreciate you and the donation. Thank you so much, my friend. It means a lot to me. Sandollar, thank you as well for the donation. Welcome back, my good friend. I just sent a link to the Discord chat regarding a former colleague's very informative explanation of what was behind GME's big run-up. Hey, well, let's check it out, huh? So I'm going to find where you posted this really quick. We're going to come here to the chat, and I'm guessing that you put it somewhere in here. So if we look at the Discord right now, it might be over at GME or the chat bar. Man, there is so much stuff in here. It's honestly hard to keep up. Let's see if I've got one. Sandollar, if you just want to send me a message with it, I will open it from there. So just send me the message and we'll come back. Antonio Russo, thank you so much for the $5, my friend. You're a cool dude. The stock gods are going to bless you this year with a big move. Hey, man, well, you know what? The stock gods took away $30,000 from me, but we're going to make it back. It's not about money for me. Everybody that's been following the channel knows what happened to me, but my Fidelity account got closed against my will. I know this happened to a lot of people on Fidelity and Robinhood at the all-time lows, but you know what? I feel eternally grateful for this community and for everything that we've been doing here. It means a lot to me, and I appreciate those words, my friend. Jaron Swar, my only concern, thank you for the donation, by the way, is if AMC or GME decides to do a share offering and just F all of us all together, 8K shares of AMC and 400 shares of GME, diamond hands though. Man, you're really going in. You are really going in. That's insane. So one thing that I have read is that AMC found a way to cover their overall $600 million debt by basically creating more shares that are purchasable by institutions. And it didn't seem to affect the stock price that much. It held up pretty decently well. I mean, we're currently sitting at $13.45, and from my understanding, that was already filled. So I don't think that should be an issue, at least for AMC. GME, it's possible, but I think there's enough people that are looking to buy into this, especially when the stimulus check comes out, guys. Imagine that. Imagine when you've got thousands of Americans, millions of Americans even, that get their stimulus check and decide, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to take that $1,200 and I'm going to put it into AMC or GME. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be absolutely nuts. I'm excited to see what will happen. Diamond hands, for sure, man. And there's risk involved. I definitely want to double down on that. Don't put any money into this that you're not willing to lose. There's extreme risk involved, and I really mean it when I say that the market is unlike it has ever been right now. Also, J Skills Adventures, thank you for the $5 donation, my friend. It is so appreciated. I appreciate everybody here. Thank you very much. So I'm going to come back here and see if Sandollar has sent me, and he did. So let's check this out. What happened with the market crisis in GameStop? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to plug in my headphones, and we're going to listen to this. I do have my desktop audio currently being recorded, if I'm not mistaken. So you guys should be able to hear what is happening right now in this video. So let's just take a quick listen and see what we can hear about this video. Let me come over to OBS really quick just to make sure that this is getting recorded. All right, desktop audio. Audio input capture. And we're going to add audio output capture. Okay. And this should work pretty well. Advanced audio properties. So it doesn't look like it's capturing it right now. We might have to come back to that at a different time. I'm having issues finding that at the moment, but I will come back to that. We will talk about that in a future live stream. So thank you for that, Sandollar. You can skip through to the middle and get to the meat of it. If you guys are willing to wait for an advertisement break, I will get that up and running. So just give me 1 second. Default. Advanced audio properties. Display capture. Add. Okay. So it is not currently working. You know what? I just got to get better with OBS. That's what it comes down to. That is 100% what it comes down to. Monitor and output, desktop audio, video capture device. You know what? I'm sorry, Sandollar. I don't have that available to me right now. I really did try my best to get that going, but we will do that here in the future. I promise you. So let's get back to what we've got right here. FGME. Man, I don't know what to tell you. I do not know what to tell you about that. You know, it is what it is. The situation is not going to change based on whatever we think of the situation. Well, the only thing that frustrates me about GME and AMC is it's affecting the entire stock market. But I don't think it's not the end of the world, you know? So NW Sasquatch says, sounds like what happened to you was a margin call and not Fidelity closing your account. All formats do that in one format or another. You probably didn't have enough capital in your account. So NW Sasquatch, I understand what you're saying because that is definitely a valid point. But I was only using cash for that position. So there was no reason that I should have been able to close out on just my cash position. So thank you for that. Thank you for saying that, but I don't think that's the case. Zachy, thank you for the two donations, my friend. Gamma Squeeze, baby. Let's go, guys. I want to cover that. I want to tell you guys what a Gamma Squeeze is. So let's just come over here and Google Gamma Squeeze. And we're going to show you what this is. So what is a gamma squeeze in the context of stock trading? A gamma squeeze is an outcome based on an investor using many options to drive up the prices of select stocks due to option sellers needing to hedge their trades on the underlying stocks. What's the process? So the squeeze can begin when a large investor, typically referred to as a whale, buys short-dated call options in a frenetic pace of stocks that they typically own. The banks or brokers that sell the call options will typically buy the underlying stock so that they have very little or no net exposure. The more call options the investor buys, the more shares the brokers that sold the options will have to buy to ensure they are not net flat. Brokers and dealers are motivated by the commissions and do not want to hold the trade either long or short. The option purchases forces the dealers to buy the underlying stock, which can push the share price higher. If pulled off, this creates a positive feedback loop, thus can drive underlying stock price higher for a period of time. In a roundabout way, the dealers must buy more and more of the underlying. All said and done, this is a gamma squeeze. And we should see this happen with AMC. That's very, very possible. I would not be surprised in the least bit at all. Frankie Bolliody, thank you so much for the $10, my friend. Because of Trey's trades, Frankie is driving S-Class Mercedes from a 2004 Prius. What? That's crazy, dude. That makes me really happy to hear. I know they're from the Discord, too. Much love. Crazy to see this channel grow day by day. Hey, man, it's been a fun process. I've honestly enjoyed it a lot. I apologize for the rough beginning to this this live stream. I'm trying to get this down. I've got a lot of ideas that I want to bring you guys, but we've obviously got to smooth out some details, and we've got a lot of awesome things that I'm excited to show you guys. So we'll get it together. We'll get it together for sure. Thank you for the donation, my friend. Don't mess with Doge. I've been in it for 2 months and sold all at 8 cents. It was pump and I dumped. I will be at a minimum at 1 cent and scaled down. I don't like Doge. I'm going to be honest with you. I was asked what's going on with Doge, and to be completely blunt, I think it was just a get in and get out kind of play. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm just going to respond to Sand Dollar. We'll cover this in the future. So, if we pull up Doge really quick on Yahoo, we'll just look at the charts and give you a quick update on what the stock is looking like. So Doge is at 3 cents right now, and to give you an idea, this stock touched, I think, 8 cents at some point in the last 24 hours, which is absolutely insane. That's a huge, huge run-up, and it has given back a lot. It's given back a lot. So let's look at the last 5 days. And the last 5 days, it's been pretty volatile. I think this is something that was pumped both by Elon Musk. I think he tweeted and said, buy Doge, which is it's funny as it gets. Actually, let's just pull up Twitter and see what he ended up saying. Elon, basically anything Elon says on Twitter is basically the word of God. I follow Elon. I love his Twitter account. I think he's the bee's knees, man. And if that makes me not cool for saying the bee's knees, that's fine with me. So let's see. Gamestop. Good stuff in here, man. I'm not seeing it right now, but I do think he said something. You guys can feel free to correct me. I could be wrong. I'll err on the side of caution and say I don't know for sure. But Doge was definitely pumped by that Reddit thread, and it is not looking great right now. It's giving back quite a bit. That's not a sign of strength. So if we look at the overall Fibonacci retracement, I'm just going to draw up a new one quick. So we're going to come to draw, undo, clear drawings, and based on what we see right now, I'm going to drop another Fibonacci retracement, and it looks to me like we have given back a lot of this run up, guys. I'm going to be completely honest. So I'm going to move this as so. Yeah, we're sitting underneath that 61.8% retracement, so that's not a sign of strength. Doge doesn't look good. Doge. I always say it wrong, and then people say, I like how you say Doge instead of Doge. It was that dog pick. Amen, Matthew. That's some weird stuff. I think that Webull actually allows you to trade crypto, but I don't think Doge is one of them. Oh, it was a picture of a Doge dog. Yeah, Josh. You passes it, Trey. It's a picture. Oh, did I? Oh, crap. Well, we better come back. I gotta find that. Legendary creature, Martian. Go fetch. That's funny. I like that dog. That's good stuff. Saw your video from StockTwits? What? Where'd you find that on StockTwits? I didn't know that people are putting my videos on StockTwits. That's pretty crazy. Interesting. Talk about HCMC? Yeah, we can talk about HCMC quick. So let me pull up HCMC real fast. HCMC. So HCMC is actually a really interesting stock. It's a very interesting situation. So I want to show you something quick. This is ugly price action, right? Not good looking at all. They're currently trading at 0.0001 cent here. And all of a sudden we've seen a push. They got all the way up to almost a penny. This is the very definition of a microcap stock. But let's look at some releases here. Some news releases. So Healthier Choices secures $2.5 million in financing for PPE. That's not quite what I'm looking for. So let's just come over here and Google the stock. So if we look at HC, what is the ticker again? HCMC. So if we look at HCMC stock and check out the most recent news, it's actually pretty interesting stuff. So check this out. HCMC management news. HCMC stock skyrockets amid lawsuit speculation. And this could actually be pretty huge for the company. And let me tell you why. So what Healthier Choices management is doing, this news came out about a lawsuit. They're filing a lawsuit regarding something that they have a patent on. So let's just read a little bit of this really quick. To go with this is an increase in trading for HCMC stocks. As of this writing, the company has seen more than 3 billion shares change hands. That's a massive increase next to its daily average trading volume of about 356 million shares. Here's everything that investors need to know about as shares of HCMC stock lead higher. They're suing Philip Morris International over patent infringement, and if this does come to fruition, they're going to receive a lot of money, and this money can be used to help growth of the company, which would be pretty crazy. I think that's got a lot of potential. The lawsuit was originally filed back in November of 2020, but is picking up steam again thanks to a post on Reddit Penny Stocks. This has investors taking interest in the company as they speculate it could win the lawsuit against Philip Morris International. If so, the company is seeking damages from Philip Morris International. The lawsuit alleges that PM infringed on its patent 170 with its IQOS tobacco vapor product. If this does come to fruition, guys, they're going to receive a lump sum of money, and this could really help drive up the stock price on HCMC. So even though the chart is pretty ugly, this has a lot of upside, guys, a lot of upside, but a lot of risk, right? So the floor here is 0.0001. That's the very definition of going back down to zero. So be very careful if you do decide to get into this, but the upside could be pretty crazy. It could be astronomical. I'm holding bags in Zome. Man, I'm telling you, you might have been late to the live stream, so no worries, my friend. But Zome and all of our regular plays right now are getting hammered. Chris Sane actually did say that this is one of his weekly penny plays, and I did record a video on this. There's just going to be coming out later, but I think it could be some pretty solid play. All right, so I have to get off here in about 4 minutes or so. I'm meeting up with a friend for dinner, and I don't want to be late, so we're going to just answer a couple last-minute questions, and then we're going to call it. So Ricky says, hey, Trey, what do you think about TRCH? TRCH. I think this is Torchlight, right? Yeah. So Torchlight has a lot of really solid movement. This is clean. They look like Tesla's sort of growth, except for penny stocks. And right now, they're basically just doing a little bit of retracement. And I think once they get back up to this 0%, it could be pretty mean. And they're back on the move. Right now, the RSI is at 57. If you see some sort of pullback whatsoever down to $1.60, that's a great entry point. Volume is very consistent, so we can predict the overall movements on the stock. The 14-period MA is trading over the 200-period EMA, bullish indicator. And we did just recently have the cross back over on these two indicators. So that's a bullish signifier. This could be an upcoming run. I feel pretty good about it. Answer a couple more questions. Killer channel, dude. Thank you, Ricky. I appreciate that, my friend. BB, no problem. I do have a video out on BB if you'd like to see that in more detail. But BB is a good stock for the midterm regardless of the overall things happening right now. So what's happening with BB? Well, it retraced very harshly. But one thing that I do like to see is that it was bounced right here off of this level twice at $14.04 or so. So I do like to see that. That is a good sign to me. This does come out to $13.83 actually, but that does look pretty good. I can see this being a $39 to $40 stock in a month or two, regardless of the WSB stuff, just because they are getting into the autonomous driving scene with some of the technology that they offer. If we just look at their profile quick, BlackBerry Limited provides security software and services to enterprises and government. They also leverage artificial intelligence and machine learning to deliver solutions in the area of cybersecurity, safety, and data privacy, and offers endpoint security management, encryption, and embedded systems. Its products and services are structured in three groups: BlackBerry Spark, IoT solutions, IP licensing. They also have a platform including a suite of security software products and services, including BlackBerry Silence, BlackBerry UEM. So you get the picture. There's a lot of huge data and software and AI potential with BlackBerry. I think it could be good. AMC is getting fueled. Oh, thank you again, Zachy. I appreciate that, my friend. AMC, where do you see this? I'm in 203 shares at $13. Thank you for the donation, my friend. I very highly think this is going to gamma squeeze and push through that $25 mark. I think you're going to see a very, very climactic day. I push through $25 as my prediction. Don't hold me to that. I'm not a financial advisor or wizard, but based on the numbers, we know this is going to squeeze, and I think it's going to be a pretty nasty squeeze. All right, I'll answer one more question. I'm going to log off as I do have to meet up with a friend. My opinion on Noke. I like Noke as a company. They're actually a great company, so if you're a bag holder, average down and hold. Nokia is a Finland-based company engaged in the network and internet protocol, infrastructure, software, and related services market. The company's businesses include Nokia Networks and Nokia Technologies. And I don't know if you've read a lot about this company, but they are trying to get into some satellite 5G stuff, which is absolutely insane. 3 fiber optic stocks equipped for a 5G world. It could be pretty nuts. I feel really excited about Nokia. They had a pretty bad retracement, right? This is a definition of a pump and dump. Head, shoulder, neckline. That looks rough, right? So right now, if you're holding, average down. That's the biggest advice that I can give you with Nokia is average down, and you will be rewarded in the future as they have a lot of potential. I really do think so. I mean, it doesn't look like they've been growing because of this absolutely insane huge pump. But, I mean, they were at $3.84, touched $4.25, so they're growing very slightly. James Spella gave me a frowny face. I don't know what this is for, but I apologize, my friend, for whatever that is. All right, Ryan Tran. How about this? Mind Medicine Incorporated. Thank you for the donation, my friend. I will check that out really quick, and then I am going to call it here for the live stream. Wow, yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Overall volume is a little bit lower, but it's not bad. It's pretty consistent based on the last couple months here, or the last couple weeks at the very least. It's holding up really well at the retracement at 61.8%. I would ideally like to see it holding at 50, I should say, but it is holding at 296, which is good. If we zoom in on the patterns here, it's in a pretty tight price zone right now. So it does look like we're trading pretty tightly between, I would argue, 393 and here, which is about 269. It's been up and down between that price zone for a little while now. So a lot of swing trade opportunity until we bust through that level of resistance. That's my current take on it, but the growth is not bad whatsoever. The growth is pretty smooth here. It is moving very well, but you just need to push. You need to push over this level of resistance, especially at 376. Currently on a downward trend. The 15 or the 14-day MA did just cross underneath the 200 EMA, bearish indicator, so it might bleed a little bit. Watch for a bounce off of 265. That is, I think, the best case scenario here. All right. Look at NLST. This is the last stock that I'm looking at, guys, and I really do have to go. Okay, so NLST, we do a quick retracement here. RSI currently trading at 47. Hasn't really seen overbought territory except for just one time. Corrected pretty harshly. Came down to about 36 or so, 37. Retracement-wise, it is hovering right above that 50% retracement. So that's pretty strong. That's not bad at all. It's not a nice bounce. It bounced off of 61.8% through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different candle wick touches. So that's pretty good. And then it is looking like it could continue a good run. The 14 MA is still over the 200 EMA, bullish territory. Currently trading just above the VWAP, which is typically a bullish indicator. So we've got quite a few different confirmations that this is still in bullish territory, and this is consolidating. Consolidation is slightly favoring of buyers in bullish territory, especially when it has an upward moving trend. So I feel pretty good about it. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Just do it, man. You really got to get out of here. I don't know why you're taking the time to watch my videos just to troll. So just do it for anybody out there wondering. I have a Patreon, which I talk about in every single video. And he claims that I didn't allow him into the Discord. But The link to the Discord is literally on the homepage of the Patreon. So if you're interested in joining, all you have to do is sign up for the Patreon, and the link is there for literally anybody who wants to go over there. I don't have to send it to anybody. It's literally on the homepage. You click the link and you go over to it. So I am honestly going to ban you. Just do it. I am going to remove you from being able to see the content on this page. And that is what I have for the rest of the live stream today. So thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate all of the support. I appreciate all the donations. I appreciate all of you guys watching this stream, and I hope that I provided some helpful content for you. I know that you guys love these streams. I personally enjoy them quite a bit, and I will continue to do them as much as I can. So any last minute things that you guys want to say before we log off for the day? Hcmc potential, I love it. I think there's a lot of potential here. I'm pretty excited. No, man, I didn't do anything. I have the Discord available. The link is available on Patreon at all times. You literally just have to click on the link. It's that easy. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. You will be offended. Zaki, thank you for the £2 donation. I will give a quick look at Sundial, but I really do need to get off after this. I appreciate that. Sundial consolidated very nicely. They are a debt-free company now, which is good. I do like to see that. But you're investing in the idea of growth, right, with a penny stock like this. And personally, I think there's other stocks out there with more potential. But I know that Sundial has a very cult following. There is potential with this company, but it's just not something that I personally want to invest in. Don't let that deter you, though. If you're just looking purely at the charts, we do have the 14 MA over the 200 EMA, which is a bullish indicator. It is in an upward moving channel, so it is setting higher lows and higher highs every single day. So if we respect this overall trend line acting as support, you should continue to see an upward moving channel. Of course, we are kind of condensing down in price action right now, right? So we do see, if you exclude that candle wick, that we're meeting a intersection here, and it has to meet one way or the other. So it's either going to continue this upward channel or we're going to continue this downward channel. So watch the next day of price action. That should be very indicative. That is what I'm going to end on for the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. If you would not mind, before you log off here, just dropping a like. It really does help support the channel. It'll help people get to see this video. And that is all that I have for you today. So thanks for coming in, guys. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.